Welcome to our latest Wandering Walks of Wonder History Walking Tour. Today we're headed to Nebraska City, Nebraska. Lewis and Clark were the first to recognize the potential of the area around present-day Nebraska City as an ideal site for a future settlement during their westward expedition from 1804 to 1806. The city's origins can be traced to the establishment of Fort Kearny in 1846. Situated near the banks of the Missouri River between North Table Creek and South Table Creek, the fort consisted of a log blockhouse perched on a hill overlooking the Missouri River. Fort Kearny played a significant role due to its strategic location, which facilitated transportation and made it an essential supply hub for the U.S. Army in the region. The fort's presence also created employment opportunities for early settlers. However, despite its initial importance, the fort was soon abandoned and the development of a city in the immediate vicinity did not materialize at the time. Fort Kearny played a significant role due to its strategic location, which facilitated transportation and made it an essential supply hub for the U.S. Army in the region. The fort's presence also created employment opportunities for early settlers. However, despite its initial importance, the fort was soon abandoned and the development of a city in the immediate vicinity did not materialize at the time. Even after the fort's closure, the Nebraska City site remained active due to a ferry operated by John Bulwer. Originally used to transport Army personnel across the Missouri River, the ferry continued in operation, serving hundreds of gold seekers, or 49ers, as they traveled through the Nebraska Territory on their way to California. With the passage of the Kansas-Nebraska Act in 1854, Otoe County was officially established, opening the region for settlement. That same year, the town's first building was constructed. However, Nebraska City's origins date back to December 20th, 1853, when the Table Creek Post Office was opened, marking its first official recognition. Initially known as Table Creek, the community became the seat of Otoe County in 1854 and was officially renamed Nebraska City on March 4th of that year. The town has remained the county seat ever since. Nebraska City was formally platted in June of 1854 and incorporated on March 2, 1855. The original layout of the city, which forms present-day downtown Nebraska City that we're walking through, featured a grid system designed for efficient freight transportation from the Missouri River westward. Roads aligned parallel and perpendicular to the river, ensuring smooth transport of goods. Early settlers in Nebraska City faced a significant challenge due to the lack of dense forest, which limited access to building materials. To address this, the state introduced incentives encouraging landowners to plant trees. Among the most influential advocates of tree planting was Nebraska City pioneer J. Sterling Morton. In addition to establishing his own orchard and arboretum, Morton became a leading political voice for conservation and founded Arbor Day, now a nationally recognized observance. Beyond his environmental efforts, Morton had a distinguished political career serving at local, state, and federal levels, culminating in his appointment as U.S. Secretary of Agriculture under President Grover Cleveland in 1897. His Nebraska City home, a grand 52-room mansion built in 1879 to resemble the White House, was later converted into Arbor Lodge, a state historical park and arboretum, in 1923. Nebraska officially became the 37th state in the Union on March 1, 1867, just 2 years after the Civil War ended. Statehood attracted new settlers, and Nebraska City's prime location along the Missouri River made it a key transportation and trade hub. The city's first major growth boom boom occurred with the arrival of the railroad. In April 1871, the Burlington and Missouri River Railroad was constructed through the heart of the city, shifting the local economy from river-based trade to rail commerce. With access to both rail and barge transportation, Nebraska City became an attractive location for industries, allowing businesses to expand and thrive. Manufacturing industries have played a crucial role in Nebraska City's growth. By the 1890s, early industrial development had driven the city's population to a record 7,550 people. With its strategic location along the Missouri River and direct access to railroad transportation, local businesses could efficiently distribute goods across the expanding continental United States. The city's manufacturing sector was largely shaped by agricultural demands, producing plows, machinery, and metal wares to support the region's farming economy. Nebraska City's industrial potential was so notable that in 1888, S. H. Calhoun Jr. published a promotional book highlighting the city's advantages for industrial growth. However, beginning in 1900, Nebraska City experienced a decline in industrial activity and population. River traffic waned and railroads, once concentrated in the city, expanded further west, reducing Nebraska City's role as a transportation hub. As freighting travel and industry declined, the population stabilized to about 7,000 people, a figure that has remained consistent for decades. Today, Nebraska City's economy includes a diverse mix of industries such as plastics and manufacturing, natural gas meter production, electric power generation, meat processing, retail trade, education, healthcare, as well as various service sectors. In 2015, an effort to foster small business growth and entrepreneurship, the city partnered with private industry to establish a fiber optic communications infrastructure, further modernizing its economic landscape. But Nebraska City has made a strong effort to preserve its historic buildings and landmarks, as we see as we walk through the downtown area. This has led to numerous listings on the National Register of Historic Places as well as Nebraska's Historical Registry. Its small town charm and proximity to major cities like Omaha, Lincoln, and Kansas City have helped foster a thriving tourism industry. One of its signature events, the Applejack Festival, was established in 1968 and continues to draw visitors each fall. In fact, in 2015, USA Today recognized it as one of the top 10 fall harvest festivals in the country. In 1972, the Arbor Day Foundation was founded by John Rosenow, further cementing Nebraska City's legacy as the birthplace of Arbor Day. Rosenow also oversaw the construction of the Lead Lodge and Conference Center in 1993, which provides a resort like setting for conferences, retreats, reunions, and weddings. Additionally, the Missouri River Basin Lewis and Clark Center, built in 2004, serves as a significant historical and educational attraction for the region. On this site in December of 1897, the 820-seat Overland Theater was opened. By 1926, it was operating as a movie theater by the Booth Brothers Circuit, who in 1927 employed architect Charles W. Stenbaugh to do a remodel. Unfortunately, the building was destroyed by a fire in May of 1943, and an Elks Club now stands here on the site. The Overland Theater launched with a live performance of a play called The Secret Service on December 18th, 1897. Chicago architect Sidney Lovell drew the plans for the venue, which had 820 seats at its opening, for legendary local businessman J. Sterling Morton. The drop curtain dramatized the 1864 Overland stagecoach attack by Cheyenne Indians in the Valley of the Little Blue. How you doing? As we walk past this really cool mural that shows Morton Salt, it's a reminder that Joey Morton, who was born in 1855 here in Nebraska City, was part of the founding family that started Morton Salt Company. While the company was founded in Chicago and operated mainly in Chicago area, the company itself, as well as Joey Morton, had strong ties to Nebraska City. In fact, he came back later in life to expand his family residence, Arbor Lodge, into a huge 52-room mansion. It later became Arbor Lodge State Historical Park. Although Morton Salt did not establish any manufacturing facilities here in Nebraska City, the Morton's family's legacy remains prominent in this area. Here on this hill overlooking town is the Odo County Courthouse. It serves as the county seat for Odo County. It houses both the Nebraska City Court as well as the Odo County Court. The original courthouse was constructed in 1865 in the county by William Craig and F.W. Wood, and it cost about $22,000 at that time. That structure marked a significant upgrade from earlier facilities, which included makeshift offices and local stores and even a very small cabin. In 1882, a substantial addition expanded the courthouse, incorporating a large wing that now houses the current courts and departmental offices. A second identical wing was added in 1936, further enhancing the building's functionality. The building that we see today is registered on the National Register of Historic Places. The Pioneer Theater has been a cornerstone of entertainment in Nebraska City with a history marked by resilience and adaptation. The original theater, known as the New Idea Theater, opened its doors in November of 1906, showcasing short films and live performances. It underwent several name changes, becoming the Empire Theater in 1907 and later the Paramount Theater in 1915. In 1940, under the management of the Williams Griffith Theater Circuit, it was renamed the Pioneer Theater. Tragically, this building was destroyed by a fire in December of 1947. Undeterred, the community saw the construction of a new Pioneer Theater, which opened on February 3rd, 1949. Designed in the Art Deco style by architects Robert O. Bowler and Dietz Lush Jr., the theater featured stadium seating and accommodated about 1,000 people. Its inaugural screening was one Sunday afternoon starring Dennis Morgan. Nebraska City saw the formation of several literary organizations in the late 1860s, including the Young Men's Literary Association, the Nebraska City Mercantile Library Association, and the Roundtable Club. These efforts eventually merged into the Ladies Library Association in 1882, initiating efforts to establish a public library. Local resident J.W. Steinhardt played a crucial role in securing funding, persuading Joy Morton, son of J. Sterling Morton, to finance the construction of the building. The city itself provided the land and the furnishings. The people in Nebraska City raised $2,950 for the project. The library itself was initially completed and opened in 1897. In 1932, Joy Morton funded the addition of additional space for the library. The Grand Army of the Republic Memorial Hall, also known as the William Balmer Post Number 24, as well as the Civil War Veterans Museum, was constructed in 1894. This building is designed in the Richardson Romanesque style and was one of the original meeting places for the GAR post. It's now a Civil War Veterans Museum. This beautiful building that we see here in front of us was once the U.S. Post Office building. It was constructed by Harry Wales in 1888 and designed in the Romanesque Revival style. By the 1970s, it was the oldest post office building in continuous use in Nebraska. It originally was intended to serve as not only a post office but a U.S. courthouse, but there's no record of it ever being served as a courthouse. Today, it houses a banking operation. Across the street from the post office is the Veterans Memorial Building, which stands as a testament to the community's dedication to honoring military veterans and serving as a multifunctional space for public gatherings. The building was constructed in 1929 and was originally designed to commemorate U.S. war veterans and provide a venue for various civic activities. Over the years, it has hosted events ranging from performing arts and community meetings to sports like boxing matches and basketball games. In 2015, it underwent a significant remodeling effort and renovations to make it more efficient and to stabilize the building. Last stop that we have here on our tour of Nebraska City is at the city's Tourism and Chamber of Commerce building. Here you can find information and tourist activities to see in the city, as well as information about some of the buildings in the downtown area. It also is the Chamber of Commerce building for help with local businesses. I hope you've enjoyed this Wandering Walks of Wonder tour here in downtown historic Nebraska City, Nebraska. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you on our next Wandering Walks of Wonder tour. Take care now. Bye bye.